everybody, what is up? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Sophia if you are new. So today's video is just going to be me sitting down, getting ready with you guys and answering some questions that you asked me on my two Instagram pages, which I'll leave those linked down below. I have my beauty account and then I also have a lifestyle account. So depending on if you want to follow my lifestyle or my beauty page or even both, they'll be down for you below. Also, before we get started, thank you guys so much for tuning in and subscribing and commenting and liking all my most recent videos. I know they've been more on like the keto side, and I did throw one beauty video in last week with that. I am trying to have a good mix between beauty and health. I'm just trying to find that right balance, and by putting out videos and experimenting and getting your guys' feedback, I think really helps. So I want to start posting 2 to 3 times a week. Now that my schedule is kind of settled down after the fire and everything, I have a routine and I have a really great idea for this channel, and I really just want to put all my effort and time back into the channel like I did before the fire happened and before I kind of took that long period of absence there. But I do have a lot of stuff planned for you guys. If you want to see anything specific, please do not hesitate to reach out to me on any of my social media outlets or even in the comments below of this video. I'd really appreciate it. That's pretty much the only thing I have to say, so let's go. So for primer today, I'm going to be using the Fenty Beauty Pro Filter Primer. This is a really nice, just mattifying-ish primer, but it still keeps your skin super hydrated. Also, I did do my morning skincare routine, so I do already have moisturizer, sunscreen, and all that good stuff on, so don't worry about that. I like to really work it into my creases. The primer is sitting and kind of sinking into the skin. Before we go ahead and move on, I'm just gonna pull up my Instagram and get some questions. That way I can read it and talk to you guys while doing my foundation and all that good stuff. Also, as I do this, I'm not gonna say the products I'm using. I'm just gonna go ahead and leave them down below for you guys. The first question on my lifestyle page is, what is your go-to coffee drink from Starbucks? Well, let me tell you, that is a very good question. It kind of depends on the mood I'm feeling that day, or it depends if I'm able to break my fast, which I saw a couple of those questions, so I'll get into that. But if I'm able to have coffee and not worry about my fast, what I've been getting lately is either a grande or a venti coffee, just black, and then I get a couple shots of espresso, just depending on how much espresso or if I want it stronger for the day. So typically I do anywhere between 2 to 3 shots of espresso in it, and then I will get steamed almond milk. Saying this steamed, it makes a huge difference, let me tell you, because if you just say almond milk, they don't steam it and it's cold. And I like it steamed, especially because where I live is getting cooler now. So it just tastes really good when it's steamed, and it gets the almond milk all nice and frothy, and it just mixes really well with the actual coffee. So I do that. And then I saw Brittany Dawn Fitness post that she gets that. So that's where I kind of got that idea from, except she gets it iced. I don't think I've seen her order it hot. And then she said she adds 1 pump of the skinny mocha to it. So I don't know exactly the macros on the skinny mocha, but I'm pretty sure it's sugar-free. If it's not sugar-free, don't come for me, because I only get a half a pump or a pump of it. So it's not absolutely terrible. Also, I haven't really noticed like a huge difference if I do decide to get that in like my keto regimen, kind of like I feel the same. I'm still losing weight. I still look the same. So I haven't noticed that being like bad, if that makes sense. I don't know if that makes sense, but yeah, so that's what I get lately. What I got before I found that, which I found that recipe about 2 weeks ago. So up until 2 weeks ago, from Starbucks, I was getting just a regular latte with almond milk and obviously extra shots of espresso. But I actually wasn't going to Starbucks for a while because the lattes, I really like them. Just, I feel like I can make that at home just as good. And so I wasn't really going, but with the one drink that I just mentioned with the skinny mocha, I can't really make that at home, so getting that at Starbucks was or is kind of the only option. So I've kind of been going to Starbucks again, but I also do make my own coffees at home from my French press, from our coffee maker. I also make my pumpkin spice keto, which is on my lifestyle page. So yeah, that's usually what I've been getting. And then also just like an iced coffee. And obviously those drinks are when I'm able to break a fast. So for instance, if I'm not able to break my fast, I will usually get just a black coffee with shots of espresso, iced or hot, just depending on my mood for the day. But that's if I can't break a fast, because the almond milk will break the fast. So you really have to be careful with that. But since I do fast like the same time every day and I can break it kind of early usually, then I don't worry about it. But like, let's say like last night, for instance, I ate kind of late because I was super hungry and I didn't eat before work. So I had to wait till 1 today to not do my fast. So that's why I waited super late to do that. All right, that's pretty much it for the Starbucks order. The next question is tips to get started. So I just actually posted a how and why I got started on keto. I didn't say like tips or anything, or this is what you should do to get started. There is really no tip to get started, I feel like. It's kind of just going to depend on how much you want it, how much you are willing to commit to change your lifestyle, and how bad you obviously want it. I feel like that's the #1 tip that I can say is you have to be ready, because on hard days where you can easily give in and give up, you're gonna have to be the one to, you know, not do that, and you're gonna have to be the person to stand your ground and know that this is something that you want to do for the rest of your life, and making those healthy decisions and eating good and treating your body right. It's not going to be people around you, it's not going to be your friends, it's not going to be your family, it is you. So you really have to just know that mentally it's going to take a lot of work and you need to be prepared for that. I feel like that's the biggest tip I can give. Another really big one is, you know, don't start it just because you see someone on Instagram or like somebody like me doing it and you've seen my progress. That's not a reason to start it. A reason to start it is, like I said, you want to change your life. You're sick of how you feel in your own body, in your own skin. And by feel, I don't mean your weight. I don't mean your size of clothing. I mean health-wise. That was huge for me. That's the reason why I started this journey, was not because of my weight. I obviously didn't like my weight and I didn't feel comfortable with my clothes, but the main thing was how I felt. I mentioned this in my keto video, which I will link down below, of course, for you guys to refer to. I just wasn't, sorry, this concealer is kind of separating. I should have shaken it. That's okay though. But like I said, the reason why I started this journey was because I was not comfortable in myself and how I actually felt internally. My body was, like I said in that video, it was rotting from the inside out. I felt so bad. I would wake up in the middle of the night. I would go to bed with the worst stomach pains in my life. I also said in that video it felt like people were stabbing me repeatedly, and that is the God honest truth. I would never lie about how I felt or why I started to you guys ever. There's no reason to. That's really honestly what it was. And I hated feeling that way. There would be nights where I would go to bed crying because I felt so sick. I also was getting sick quite a bit. I kept getting the flu, I kept getting colds. Last year I got probably about 5 or 6 colds, and I was also just really over that, and I was over feeling like I felt, and I really wanted to make a change. I also remember my mom thinking that I needed to go see a doctor because she thought maybe I had a slow thyroid or something medically was wrong with me, and I didn't, because ultimately I knew nothing was wrong with me. I just knew it was the lifestyle I was choosing to live, and it was a lifestyle that I thought was, you know, sustainable and something that would pass over and that I could grow out of through time. But obviously that wasn't the case. It was something that I needed to make the change. I got powder all over me, for myself, and that's ultimately why I did it. So not really a tip there, but you know, you just have to be ready to do this on your own, because like I said, on hard days when, you know, you want to eat that cookie or that piece of bread or that In-N-Out burger with the bun, no protein style, with the bun, French fries, whatever it is that is your craving, you're gonna break and you're gonna do it. And while that's okay, it's okay to have slip-ups and stuff like that and treat yourself. It's not okay once you make that a lifestyle, and that's truly what I did. I turned that into my lifestyle, and it ended up really hurting me. So yeah, that's kind of like what I have to say about that. I'm just kind of dusting away this powder right now and kind of spreading it all over my face. The next question is, do you do intermittent fasting, or have you? How did that go, or how did it go? So I'm currently doing intermittent fasting. In my last video, I also said that I would be, the next video chat, like keto chat that I do with you guys, I would talk more about the intermittent fasting part of it, because I get this question so much, even from people like in my everyday life that ask me about keto. They ask about intermittent fasting, which I totally understand, because even before I started doing intermittent fasting, I wasn't sure at all what it was or how to do it, and Thomas DeLauer actually answered a lot of questions about it that I had. I'll leave his channel linked down below. He's seriously amazing. And who else? Oh, Brittany Dawn Fitness also answered a lot of my questions. So I'll also leave her channel link down below, which I'm sure you guys know both of them because they're both pretty big YouTubers in like the fitness world. Thomas DeLauer is mainly a more science and numbers kind of guy, where Brittany is more like trial and error type guru, I would say, because she's vegan now. So she's more like a trial and error one, which I really like both. It just kind of depends on what you like. So I'll leave both them linked down below. But as far as intermittent fasting goes, I said this in my last video, say it again, I wouldn't recommend it if you're just starting out. I didn't start intermittent fasting when I started the keto diet. I started intermittent fasting about 1.5 months or 2 months ago, so I was already about 2 months into keto. Now, the reason why I did that, I mean, you're more than welcome to start intermittent fasting right away if you want, but the reason why I waited was because I didn't limit myself at all on keto when I first started. I ate as much food as I wanted, and I ate through all hours of the night as hungry as I was, because since I was already going cold turkey on carbs and sugar, I didn't want to kind of deprive, I don't want to say deprive because I don't like that word, but I didn't want to not give my body anything it wanted at any point in time of the day, and that's my reasoning. Of course, everybody else, you know, things work different for different people, and that's great, but that's just the way I saw it. For instance, when I started keto, I would eat like 10 meals a day, and I wouldn't track anything or watch anything. I would just kind of eat and do what I wanted, and it worked for me. But if doing an intermittent fast works for you at first, then go for it. I highly recommend it. As for how I do my intermittent fasting, it depends on what time I'm able to eat or what I eat, or if my meal's light or heavy. So for instance, I'll give you a couple examples from this past week. On, I want to say last night, was it Sunday night? I think, yeah. So I think it was Sunday night. All day Sunday, I broke my fast in the morning with a coffee at around 10 o'clock because the night before I stopped eating, and I broke my fast and it was fine. I ate that day. I had a salmon, I had salad, I had a couple of my keto milk duds, and I had some cauliflower, macaroni, and cheese. I broke my fast at like 10. Yeah, broke it at 10. Ate that, and then I thought that that was gonna be my last meal of the day because I ate it kind of late, a couple hours before I usually eat it, but then when I got off work last night, I was starving. And that's like the thing, like with intermittent fasting, if I eat at the right time when I get off work, I won't be hungry. So I should have waited like another hour or so to eat, but I didn't because I just didn't, and my boyfriend was hungry. So I just kind of go on how our day is going. So that's what happened there. So when I got home off work, I was starving, like I just said, and I didn't want to go to bed that hungry. I mean, I guess I could have. I could have just had like apple cider vinegar with lemon water and been fine, but I really wanted to give my body food because I was starving. I was literally starving. So I went ahead, went to In-N-Out, got keto In-N-Out, and then I got home from In-N-Out at about 9. So I knew that that was only a couple hours past my fast and that it wasn't the end of the world. So what I did then was this morning, I didn't break my fast until 1, which I was doing stuff all day and I kept busy. So I wasn't hungry anyways, which was also really nice. Usually if I'm doing stuff and, you know, running around town, running errands, I'm not as hungry as I would be if I was just sitting at home kind of watching the clock, so to say. So yeah, that's what happened there. So I ate last night at 9, broke my fast like today at like 2, I want to say. And when I broke my fast, I just had one of my chia seed keto acai bowls, which I'm going to be making that recipe video go up this week too. So you guys will see that because I've been getting a lot of questions about how I make it and what it is. So I'm going to be posting that video this week, but that's how I break my fast. But I don't always do it that way. When I usually break my fast on a normal everyday fasting, what I do is I stop eating at like 4 o'clock in the afternoon and I have my dinner essentially, and I just have a huge yummy salad with all veggies and a lean meat. So depending on meat, I usually do chicken or ground turkey. It just kind of depends on what's in my fridge. What I have, I add a whole avocado, I add egg, bell pepper, all that kind of stuff, avocado oil, lemon juice, all the good stuff, all the keto stuff. I add hemp hearts, literally anything and everything you can imagine. And like I said, that's an average breaking my fast day. And, or not breaking my fast, but kind of like ending my fast at like 4. I like to end it at 4 or 5 if I have like gum or something. But I don't like to go past 4 or 5 now because I'm used to it. And that way when I wake up in the morning at like 9 or 10 when I get my day going with coffee, I can go have coffee and not have to worry about it. And I'm not hungry at work, which is another great thing. Since I'm a server, I'm always around food. And so when I go to work and I'm not hungry, it's awesome because I've never felt tempted to cheat. But if I ever were to feel tempted to cheat, I wouldn't because I'm never hungry at work anymore. So that's also why I like to do it. Another thing is that the timing that you fast is gonna rely heavily on your work schedule. I plan my fast around my work schedule, and that's why it's like that. So if you work a 9 to 5 job, I mean, ending your fast at 5 isn't gonna work probably because I'm sure you're not able to like bring an entire meal that late to work and eat at 4 o'clock. You're really gonna have to like figure out, okay, I'll start my fast at like 11 o'clock at work and just drink black coffee with water, apple cider vinegar, and lemon. And then when I get off work, give myself that extra hour. So that's something that you really need to think about. I'm lucky and thankful enough to where I don't work a 9 to 5 job. I just work at night, and then I have like 4 days out of the week where I don't even work. So I'm able to really make everything that I have at home and not really pay attention to the times or the clocks or when I'm able to fast or not. And that's another question I'm gonna transition into this question that I get quite a bit. A lot of you guys ask me if I meal prep, and the answer is no. I don't meal prep a single thing. I've been thinking about starting it, but then when I think about it, I'm just like, I don't really need to meal prep. And that goes back to me not working a 9-to-5 job. If I did work a 9-to-5 job, you better believe yourself, I'd be meal prepping. If you work a 9-to-5 job, I highly recommend meal prepping. I feel like meal prepping is gonna make this transition, like lifestyle change, a lot easier for you. But since I don't work a 9-to-5 job, I don't need to meal prep, and I don't meal prep because I'm usually home during my eating hours and when I'm able to eat, so I just kind of whip up everything fresh in the kitchen when I'm able to. Also, I don't like meal prepping because I think it's like more psychologically for me. I don't like to limit myself on what I can and can't eat and what's already prepped. Like if I'm in the mood for like a fathead pizza or something, I just am able to make it. I don't have to be like, oh no, I meal prepped, I don't want to make the fathead pizza because then my meal prep will go to waste or whatever. So that's another thing. I love variety and cooking and changing up what I eat every meal. That's just me. So it really goes back to how you are as a person and how you like to eat and what you like to eat. If you don't care and you can eat the same thing every single day, then obviously meal prepping would be a really good thing for you and it would really work out. But for me, it just doesn't work out for me. So that's what I like to do. Like I said, every single person will be different depending on your schedule and your job and your hours, your life, your home life, whatever it may be. We're all different, but that's what makes this journey so much fun, is because we all can learn, you know, from each other's experiences and, you know, see what works for some people, what doesn't work for others, may work for you or me or whatever the case may be. That's like one of my favorite things about this, is that there's so many different people doing this, and it's cool to like see everyone else's journeys and how ours relate to one another. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and finish up the eyes and move on to my beauty account questions, because I don't want to spend all this time just on my lifestyle account answering those questions, in case some of you guys are more here for the beauty. Don't want to deprive you of that. So I'm going to go ahead now and just look on my Instagram for my beauty account and answer some of those questions. So the first question is, how old am I? I'm 24. I'm going to be 25 April 24th, which is crazy. I can't believe I'm 24 years old and I'm going to be 25. Like, time goes by so freaking fast. It's terrible. I still feel like I'm 20 or like 19 years old, I swear. I stopped counting after 20 because the years just seem to go all together and they just go way, way too quick. I hate it so much. I wish time would just slow down because I'm growing up too quick. This question I get a lot on my beauty page, and I understand why. I've only, I think, announced it once on my beauty page that I have made a separate lifestyle account. So if you don't follow my lifestyle page, but you do follow my beauty page, then you probably might have not seen the post, because Instagram messes up people's posts now and hardly anyone sees your stuff. So if you are one of the people who keep asking me this question, I highly encourage you to follow my lifestyle page, because that's where I talk a lot about my lifestyle. So I highly recommend that. And I'm saying that in a really nice way. I'm not saying that to be rude or anything to you guys, because I'm not saying that to be rude. Like, follow my lifestyle page if you want to know. Like, I understand that not everybody knows I have a lifestyle page. I get that, because there's even people on YouTube and on Instagram that I follow that I'm like, wait, what? They got 2 pages? Like, it seems like a lot, and it is a lot to keep up with, so I don't blame people when they ask me, but I do have a separate account that I created so I'm able to keep my beauty and my lifestyle kind of not on one, because I just felt like having both those on just my beauty page was kind of becoming a more like overwhelming. And I also felt like my people that were following my beauty, not everyone gives a crap about my lifestyle, so I didn't want to shove that down your guys' throats either, and that's also why I decided to create a separate lifestyle account. If you didn't know I have a lifestyle account, it's always linked in my description bar on my YouTube channel, and I will start like randomly just posting on days on my beauty account, my handle for my lifestyle page, because I think a lot of you guys don't know that I have a lifestyle page. So I will do that, and I mean, I guess that's kind of also my fault for not keeping everyone super up to date with that. So I'm sorry about that. I'm also gonna answer another question here because I'm almost done with my makeup and I feel like I haven't really answered any questions. So someone asked, favorite makeup brand? That question I get a lot too. It's so weird. I don't really think of having a favorite makeup brand, so to say. I feel like I like a lot of different makeup. Like, I love Natasha Denona. Her makeup brand's great. I love Anastasia. I love NARS. I love Hourglass. I love Ofra. I love Marc Jacobs. I love Makeup Revolution. I like Morphe. I love Huda Beauty. I have a lot of different people, like their brands that I love. Another question is a pet peeve. I have so many pet peeves, you guys. Like, I have a lot of pet peeves. I hate when people chew with their mouth open, but I mean, who doesn't? I hate when people like make moaning noises when they eat. I feel like that's so annoying. I hate when people don't turn on their blinker when they're driving. Pet peeve. It's like, if we didn't need blinkers, we wouldn't have them on cars, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So I really hate that. Those are like the only pet peeves I can really think of right now. I also got what type of jobs I've had. So I've actually only had like 2 jobs in my whole entire life. My first job, oh god, this is gonna be hard, huh? Okay, I'm gonna put on my lipstick real quick. Or a lip liner. My first job, I was a lifeguard at a local water park where I live. I did that for about 2 or 3 summers in high school. So yeah, I did that and I actually really love that job. It was a lot of fun. And then the other job I've had is the one that I am currently at, which a lot of you guys already know because I always say that I'm a waitress. So I've been doing that job now for about 8 years, almost 8 years next year. It'll be 8 years, yeah. So I've been doing that job forever, which is crazy because it still feels like just yesterday I started serving. It goes by so fast, it's insane. So yeah, those are my only 2 jobs that I've ever had. I mean, unless you count like YouTube as a job, but I don't. So yeah, those are my only jobs I've had. Okay, that dried really quick. Really quick. Let's see here. I'm like almost done and I kind of want to answer more of these. So another question is, what is your favorite part about filming YouTube videos? Also love watching them, FYI. Thank you so much. My favorite part about filming YouTube videos, probably just being able to sit down and kind of just let my mind take over and not really care about anything else that's going on except filming, if that makes sense. That's one thing I really love about it. Another thing I really love about filming YouTube videos is connecting with you guys and making friends on YouTube. I feel like that was really big for me, especially because I keep a really tight circle. So in like my everyday life, I keep a very tight circle. So having YouTube and just having another outlet to talk to people and get to know people all around the world has been just a lot of fun. But my makeup is all done. I'm gonna answer just a couple more questions just sitting here talking to you guys because I feel like, why not? I like to do this. And I've never done a Q&A before, which is kind of weird. Don't know why, don't ask, don't know. So another question is bronzer and contour necessary every time I do my makeup? What difference does it make? So for me personally, I believe no. You obviously don't need to bronze and contour every single time you do your makeup. When I do my makeup on an everyday basis, I usually just put on moisturizer and like it's like a tinted moisturizer. So like a tinted moisturizer, and I usually call it good. I don't do like full powder or foundation or anything, but when like you're getting super glam like this, I always do bronzer and contour. You could even just do bronzer and be okay. I do a very light contour, and the reason why is because I like how it just adds a lot of dimension to the face, and you can mimic and kind of do what you want with the contour to really cut your cheekbones and your face, and that's why I really like doing it. So it's not necessary, but I like it. Another person asked favorite part about making YouTube videos. I just said my favorite part about that. And then the last question I'm going to be answering is, do you think you're going to be doing YouTube forever? I'm not sure how long I'm going to be doing YouTube videos for. Like I said, I really want to take this more serious and post a lot more. So I am going to be doing that. But I mean, I feel like forever is such a deep question, like forever. I don't know what I'm going to be doing forever. So I don't know if I'll be doing YouTube forever. If I am, awesome. If I'm not really going to worry about it, because I'm sure God will have a different plan for me. But I like YouTube right now, and I enjoy it right now, and I love connecting with you guys, and I love making content for you guys, and I've been really enjoying incorporating more of like my lifestyle and my everyday being with vlogging. It's really just been so refreshing versus me getting in a chair, sitting down with lights, doing makeup, and just showing you that side of me. So I really hope you guys also enjoy that part, because I feel like I'm really letting you guys into my life, and I really, really love it. So those are all the questions I'm going to be answering today, because today's video is probably already super long, but this is the finished look. Like I said, all the products will be listed down below. Thank you guys so much from the bottom of my heart for subscribing, for liking this video, for commenting, for sending me messages all the time. It really means the world to me, and I will see you guys in a couple days. Bye guys!